Welcome to the Grizzly Den, where our Montana Grizzlies are still undefeated, moved up a notch to number 3 in the country. We are 8-0 after disposing of Sacramento State. Now, I understand this is that a lot of Grizz Nation from Sauce Network were unable to watch as our show wasn't shown the last 2 weeks on the Sauce Network. And it kind of miffed me. It didn't really miff me the first time, but the second time with all the stuff going on with the Sac State president that we'll get to in a minute, I was a little miffed. But then the brilliance of Kyle Kerms, a light bulb went out at 4 in the morning about exactly why he did not have us on. And it was the exact same reason the Sac State. So I could just hear Kyle because, see, Kyle is a big-time Grizz fan, although he bleeds maroon and silver, and that explains a lot because he tries to troll, but he's just not good at it. He's great at all the stuff he does, but trolling is not his strong suit, where he tries to say we're going to lose by double digits and says stuff like that. But he's like, dude, I could hear him in my mind just say, dude, you're going to be 17-point underdogs to North Dakota State. You beat them the last time you played them. The last thing you need to do is put bulletin board material out there. And Kyle's right. I mean, it's brilliant because Kyle's show is growing. You know, people say tens of thousands. Well, Step on a Duck, who is on here once a week, has this great stuff going on himself. But think about it. He's on once a week, and boom, he was on ESPN. Step on a Duck said this, boom, boom, boom. Millions of people. So now this just shows that millions of people are watching the Sauce Network. So now we just don't want to have me, giving bulletin board material to North Dakota State. Kyle is just ahead of his time. Whether he's even thinking this, he's thinking this like right now, subliminally. He knows he bleeds maroon and silver and wants to get it. So maybe this week you guys will get to see the video. So what happened last week? Sacramento State, the president of Sac State called us panda bears and was saying such great stuff like it's going to be so sad that Grizz fans are losing at Sac State, which is just awesome. When we're playing a lesser light like Sac State, an average team, we need all the motivation we can get. I can come on here every day and say we need this game. These are huge games because we need the number 2 seed to get to January 5th, where we're all going to meet in Nashville for the national title. So the motivation was there. And I kept saying it in the comments. We're only favored by 8.5, and it goes down to 7, goes down to 6, as low as 6 by kickoff. I was like, this isn't going to be one of those. Why? We're motivated. They gave us something to motivate us. They're calling us out. And then Bobby Houck is just saying, that guy's kind of a clown, isn't he? We'll see what happens Saturday. And boom, we did see what's happened. The turning point of the game was 21-21. We're punting with 1:20 to go. They fumbled the punt. We recover. We score. Then we go out and score again to start the second half. And it was Katie Bar-to-the-door, 35-21. And then a key moment in the second half where we have another guy named Money. We all know about Money Williams for the basketball team, but Money Morrison, who punts, kicks offs, and also kicks field goals for us, threw the best pass by a punter in college football history. He hit Hellgate's own Mr. Fink for a 28-yarder. We score on the next play with Mr. Electricity, number 6, when you're watching this week. And everything worked out. But the thing, Money Morrison, the punter, best pass ever. Yes, you heard me right. The guy who caught the ball, Hellgate High School in beautiful Missoula, Montana. They have 3 high schools. Hellgate is the best of the names. So we go out, and so now what people say are look at the stats, and Kyle can go and look at the meaningless stats all he wants. He'll get caught in the stat track. They got so many yards, even so many yards passing for a team that can't pass, all in garbage time. We know that the Montana Grizzlies blew their doors in the second half and came away with the win, 49-35. All right, cool. We go undefeated. We're going to get a top 2 seed. That's what we need to know. Now we got to go to Weber State, where 90 of the closest friends and family and relatives are going to be there, along with about 1,000 Griz fans, because we travel so well. Now, I know you guys always want like a pick and stuff. The pick is Griz on the money line, January 5th. It'll be a big plus money score. Huge. What's a 17-point dog? Look that up and see how much you're going to win. But we're 26.5-point favorites against Weber State. Weber State, the UTSA transfer quarterback, ripped out his knee sliding a couple weeks ago. So they're down there. They're the worst passing team in the Big Sky. And the best running back just went down last week in their 23-20 loss to Eastern Washington. And anyone who saw that game is just cleaning up the blood from their eyes because that game just made your eyes bleed. So this is all about us. I told you about 2 weeks ago that every game going forward before the Brawl of the Wild against the Bobcats, it's up to us if we win or lose. They're teaming. All respect to them. They don't have the talent to hang with us. So if you want to go gamble a little bit, as Kyle likes to say on some of the videos where he doesn't really like a team, but if you're gambling and you want to take the Griz to not get backdoored from a 26-point favorite where they've let up points in the past, that's all well and good. But I'm not making any recommendations of the total. It's about staying focused. We got three look-ahead games before the Brawl of the Wild of lesser lights. Weber State, and then we got Eastern Washington, who has come on a little bit lately, but that one's back at Washington Grizzly. It's always a beautiful thing when we don't have to go onto the tampon turf, but that's next week. And then I even forgot who Weber State, Eastern Washington, and Portland State. That's our winless Portland State. And then it's the Brawl of the Wild. So you're set up now. All I'm asking you guys is Nashville, Tennessee, the weekend, 3rd and 4th, then Monday Night Football, January 1st, 5th, the national title between the Montana Grizzlies and most likely North Dakota State. Now, one thing about North Dakota State, they travel to North Dakota, who's ranked 8th in the country and hasn't lost since losing to Kansas State and us. And so that'll be an interesting test. I mean, they beat an overrated South Dakota State team without South Dakota State's quarterback. So that's all well and good. And, everyone's already crowning them. Everyone's playing for second place. We'll see how it all shakes out. But once again, a big thank you to Kyle for not showing the videos last week because he did not want North Dakota State to have bulletin board material. We'll see you next week when we preview Eastern Washington away from their tampon turf. All right. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for your time and airing this video this week. And let's go dominate. Boom.